We are live for the Nest pregame show for the second game of a three-game homestand with your Albany Firebirds playing the Beaumont Renegades tonight here at MVP Arena. It's a Friday night game. Usually it's high school and college. We're going to get a little arena football one on Friday night lights, Friday night in the arena. My name is Adam Samarov, and to my left, all the way over, is my co-host Chris Sipperly, and in the middle is his daughter, Bailey Sipperly, who's going to talk about the fan experience, so stay tuned for that. Tonight, like I said, we're facing the Beaumont Renegades. They are 2-4, and they are coming in after beating the Wolfpack last week. Just real quick, talk about, Beaumont coming in and then Albany coming in at 7-0, undefeated. They haven't lost 19 straight games.
Well, the Renegades are having a tough stretch, but they have the championship DNA, so they're going to give, Albany, as much as they can give them. Much like every other week, it seems to be until halftime, and then after that, you kind of get an idea what kind of game you're going to get. But Beaumont is here. They're gonna give everything that Albany has, or everything they have to Albany, and see if they can't get out of here with a win.
The short week, obviously, for both Beaumont and Albany played on Saturday Albany played on Saturday, so they only had the short week.
Yeah.
Beaumont had the bye last week. Do you think that affects anything in terms of health, in terms of the usual cadence of the week?
Well, I think routine's important, but coach has been doing this a long time. I don't really think there's going to be much of a hiccup. I mean, I don't know what his schedule was, but my guess is, the schedule just got moved up a day. I don't know if they got a day off or not this week. I don't know, but if they did, I'm sure it was earlier in the week. But I think there's some benefit to being in rhythm in terms of playing. I think this Albany team hasn't really hit its stride yet. I know it's kind of hard to think, but it's true.
It is hard to think because the Firebird Flames just walked by. It is definitely hard to think now.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of things we want to bring up, to you guys, and I see there's already at least 10 people on. So thank you guys for watching wherever you are. I know I saw Facebook flock roll call. There was a lady that was going to watch in Colorado. Some other people, a couple of people that are sick and under the weather a little bit. So we hope you enjoy the game and with us. We have our raffle going on. We are raffling off a signed game-worn jersey from the 2025 Championship Firebirds from last year. Tickets are $5. They can be bought when you guys are at the game at the flock support table, Father Flocker and Mother Flocker. I had to say that really carefully. Denise and Steve are helping us sell tickets, and after last week, I think they sold something in the hundreds. Like, they really did a great job for us.
Yeah.
In terms of selling stuff. We have more, and those tickets will be available until July 11th at the last home game, and then drawing will probably be at the first playoff game, I would imagine.
Yeah, July 11th.
July 11th. So, those are $5. If you don't come to the game or you forget to get it at the game, you can also do it online. You can do Venmo, find you. I forget exactly if it's just your name or.
No, it is. I mean, there's several posts out there with it, but if you have any questions, let me know. We can always send it to you.
Yep, send us a message on Facebook. Both of us are on there monitoring everything. If you got a question or want to buy tickets, we'll hear about it, and then we can work that out so you guys can buy tickets. We raised over $1,000 last year.
Yep, we're about a third of the way there.
So. We're about a third of the way there. That's awesome, and it's a one of a kind. It's going to be signed by all the coaches, all the players. It's going to have like 30 signatures probably on there when all's said and done. So it's going to be a cool piece you can put in a frame and put on your wall and into your man or woman cave, and big piece.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing is Opportunity Knocks. That is still in the editing process. It's really looking good right now. Chris is doing a lot of editing with it. I haven't had a chance to really get to it. My year is ending for school, so my last week's going to be kind of busy, and then I'll be able to help get into it. But we want to get that out pretty quick and get you guys to see it. We had a fun time with it. Went for an hour and a half almost with the guys.
Yeah, so far, I mean, we've got it edited down to like 52 minutes, so we're working on putting chapters together so it flows better. All the other ones are maybe anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes long. So this one's a little bit of a challenge, but it's good stuff because these guys give really thoughtful answers. It's with with the questions we asked and the way they answered. There really is no way to keep it short. So we may do a couple. We may do a couple. A couple parts, but it'll be in chapters. So it'll be cool. It's good.
Right. I didn't hear anything you said because the Firebird Flames went by again.
That's all right. I'm taking notes.
All right. And so that's so those two things I want to make sure we get out there. And So now we'll take a breath here for a second, and we'll talk to Ms. Bailey here for her fan perspective. Bailey, tell everybody how old you are
I'm 12.
and what grade you in.
I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade. You're an almost teenager there, man. Oof. I deal with them every day, so good luck.
Yep, lot of scuba, a lot of skibbity toilet, all that.
6'7", skibbity toilet. You better believe it.
Yeah.
That is all part of it.
Couldn't tell you the last time I talked about skibbity toilet.
Well, it's on a Rolodex.
See, that's good. That means it's old. It means it's over, right? If Dad knows about it, it's over, right?
I guess.
All right. So, this is like, I think you said the second or third game you've been to. What's your favorite part of coming to Firebirds games?
Honestly, just like watching the players play.
Okay. You've been to other events here. What's some other things you've been in here at the MVP Arena? It's a pretty cool place to watch a game and all that.
Yeah, I've been to the Siena basketball games.
Okay.
And Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw a comedian here as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How was that? Was that pretty fun?
Yeah.
All right. I know you're a softball player. You see any of that stuff going on?
Mm.
No.
Well, we have a Disney Plus subscription, and they I don't know what version of ESPN it is, but she's been watching a lot of the College World Series.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty impressive stuff. There's girls out there throwing 180 pitches a game.
Yeah, and they're throwing 60 plus, and that's the equivalent of a 98 mile an hour fastball. So imagine facing a Roldis Chapman or Jonah Tong or one of those guys. Pick your guy. But who would you say are your favorite Firebirds this year?
Joshua's.
The Joshua. Okay, so we're talking Josh Kalka, backup quarterback this year, but the first game this year, he was the starter for her first game, and then Josh Zacher, of course, is one of the top linemen, and both of those guys are really good guys, so that's a perfect pick, I think.
No, definitely good choices. They're good people, really good players, and certainly somebody to look up to, that's for sure.
What would you say your favorite food is to eat here at the MVP Arena during Firebirds games?
I think that the soft pretzels are pretty good.
Really? I thought you were going to say the fried dough bites.
I mean, those are good too, but I just get powder all over myself.
That's true. So just before we forget, on our way up here, we talked about things the arena should offer.
Yeah.
They currently don't have.
Like food things.
What was your idea?
They should make how they have Mickey pretzels? They should make spike pretzels.
Spike pretzels. All right. Wait, who would be the person that would do that? The president, Matt Woods, maybe?
Well, yeah, that's where the buck stops.
That's where the buck stops. So let's. I think we need to get President Woods on the phone and spike-shaped pretzels.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a $1 million idea. We'll talk. We'll have to talk to him. Mm-hmm. Make a meeting. Set my people to your people.
Yep.
We'll make it happen.
Sure.
All right. And what do you think is going to happen tonight? Tell me what your prediction is tonight.
I think it's going to be a close game.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And who's going to come down with a W?
Firebirds. There we go.
Excellent.
There we go.
So what are you most looking forward to once the game gets kicked off? You looking forward to the touchdowns, defensive plays? Are you an offensive or defensive junkie?
Offensive.
Yeah. Yep. You want to see Sam throw some bombs to DB3?
Yeah.
Which is also the number on your jersey.
Yep. Yeah, that's it's kind of fun to look at it from we watch it and we're like adults and we watched and played football, whatever, but to see it through the kids' eyes is kind of fun because that it's all about like the fireworks going off and all that stuff, and that makes for a great fan experience, and that's really one thing that the Firebirds do really, really well is the fan experience.
No, it's been great. I mean, she's been asking me for several weeks. Finally worked out tonight, so I'm excited that she's able to come, and we'll get her brother to come next time.
No,
thank you.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Where did I go here? Okay. All right. We're gonna take a really quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. We are back to the Nest pregame show here at the MVP Arena, where the Albany Firebirds will put their 7-0 record on the line against the Beaumont Renegades out of Beaumont, Texas. They come in at 2-4. Offensively, I want to talk about Albany first. There are guys. I mean, obviously Sam was the MVP last week, co-MVP, excuse me. 3-0 obviously in his 3 starts, and has not skipped a beat from coming back from the UFL. Had a chance down there, didn't get to play unfortunately, and he has not missed one single step here back in AF1. Just talk about Sam and keeping that timing. That's always the toughest part when guys are in and out and not sure exactly what's going to happen, and he's done perfectly.
No, it's quite impressive. I mean, it's no surprise the MVP's doing MVP things, but like last week in particular, he had some moving pieces in terms of guys coming in and coming out, playing receiver, with DB being down last week. Early on, it kind of felt like they're a little bit out of sync, but I tell you what, somewhere in between, I don't know, the second quarter, maybe halfway through, things started kind of working. I mean, at that point,
I think the one play I think that really sparked it was that 45-yard touchdown where he dove in the end zone.
Yeah, DT,
and then made that catch, and I think that kind of sparked everybody at that point to be like, oh wow, okay, like Sam kind of world was left and just fired it up there. Basically, he literally was like, go, and Darian watched him and caught a diving catch.
Well, the biggest thing that for the totality of the game, Sam was, I think, 86% percentage. Completion percentage.
Yep.
I mean, we were talking at, I think at halftime or just beginning of third quarter is like Sam hasn't missed all night.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had a couple incompletions. I mean, looking at it live, I felt like they were catchable balls, but it wasn't like,
nothing where, his receiver zigs and he zags. And we have technical issues. There we go. We fixed it. And then, definitely mention too, and I'm sure he'll have a big night tonight if if Dwayne Brown is back, he may not get as many snaps just because there's 4 guys in 3 spots, but Jai Hall, 6 catches, 3 touchdowns in his debut, former, Albany Crimson Tide, and then went to Texas and then went to Sacramento State. So he's, been through the wars and really impressed, for Albany last week.
For sure. I mean, the number one takeaway for me, I think we're on that side of the end zone last week, is he just bullied a guy into the end zone.
Yeah, got the ball at the 6 and just ran over a defender.
And looking, we take pictures, and looking at the pictures, he made a heck of a catch to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then for him to kind of put put himself behind himself,
his foot in the dirt, so to speak.
Yeah, putting everything in front of his shoulder pads. I mean, that guy had no hope.
Not at all. He got run over.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive side, definitely don't want to forget about the defensive side. Drew Singleton is him. Yeah. Interception for a touchdown, which he was super psyched about when I did my post-game interview with him. That was like his big thing. I was asking him. He was pretty humble, but I was like, what about it? And he was all hyped about it.
No, we talked about it. I don't remember with who. I don't know if it was on the show or not with Gaz and Santillo. And guys, thank you for coming on last week.
Yes.
I think I said Drew was an interception or a pick 6 away.
And there was.
For being the leader in the clubhouse, and he sure as hell got it done, man.
100%.
And, man, he, watching that back, I mean, that football's high and tight. So next time I see him, I'm going to ask him if he has any running back in his past, because he took off.
He'll say he does anyway, even if he doesn't. He'll say, yeah. I can carry the rock.
It's funny you say that. I would ask Zachar, but it's like, yeah, I do, because he's a fullback. But I bet you, if you were to ask Bird, and by the way, Bird's having one heck of a season.
Yes, he is. Yeah, and he's at a kind of a thankless position because he's right there getting smacked every play. Immediately snaps it and boom, he's getting smacked.
Well, he's another one that seems to take in the next step in the leadership process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely. Every time, by the way, just for the record, you mentioned Zachar, every time he gets the ball up and like the 5 going in, I'm like, give Zachar the ball. I want to see the big man score.
It's going to happen.
I hope so. He's been trying. He's been working his butt off.
I mean, he's picked up meaningful first downs. He hasn't, got in the end zone yet, but he's picked up some crucial first downs. He had 1 or 2 this past week. I haven't looked, but as a 300-pound fullback, he's averaging what you would think about 2.5 a carry. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah, but
if they're important, 2.5, it doesn't
exactly
matter.
Right.
And all of that, Sam is co-MVP. Drew is Defensive Player of the Week. Ajay Hall with 3 touchdowns. That led to a 69-33 win over Oceanside, obviously to stay undefeated at 7-0. And they've won 19 games in a row. And I believe it's either tied or broken the record from the Quad City Barnstormers back in the day. Again, different leagues, different time, all that. But, Albany's in a historic level right now.
Yeah, certainly impressive, I should say, especially with the turnover they had on this roster due to injury.
Oh, my God, yes.
I would say, even though the numbers may not look like they did last year, I think one could argue that Coach Cisse and Coach Hobbs has done a even better job than last year, considering all the moving pieces they had. I mean, really, in terms of the defensive line, the only one that has been there since the beginning of camp is Kadir, excuse me.
Shepard, yep.
And then in the second level, the only guy that's been here consistently is Drew.
Yep.
And then the third level, the only person.
Marcus.
So they've had 3 of the 8 that are basically started every game this year. That's it.
Right. But to Damon Ware's credit, you go on the thing and you find a Morris Joseph. You go on the thing and you find this guy. You go on the thing and find that guy. And it's just everybody brings on. He's talked about this and said it many, many times. He brings 35 guys to camp that can start. And some of these guys, get cut at the end for whatever reason. Numbers game is a numbers game. It's a business. And he goes, hey, come back and we're going to do it. So
the other interesting thing is, too, I mean, when you see guys from Albany, not make the team or whatever, more times than not, somebody gets signed within 24 hours.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And he looks at the transaction roster, shows that.
And then when it comes to Damon, getting ready to restock, there's many times he goes to the waiver wire and picks somebody else's player up. I mean,
he goes and gets his own.
We did talk about it during Opportunity Knocks, and he gave a great answer. That shouldn't surprise you. There's a lot of good answers in there, but there's a method. It isn't just, that guy looks, his resume looks good. Yeah, that helps, but it doesn't get you in the conversation because there's already a list that's been produced.
Right. He does the work beforehand to get to that point.
Right.
So when a guy goes down, it's like, okay, we need a new guy. Let's go through the list we already have and get it done. Yeah. So Beaumont, coming in at 2-4, they won last week. They beat the Washington Wolfpack. But they've been a little bit down. They've been, kind of hit or miss. They lost to the Wolfpack. They beat the Wolfpack. It's been back and forth for them. Quarterback wise, they have Andrew McBride as their starting quarterback, 19 touchdowns. And if my stuff will work, and let's see, 9 interceptions, 775 yards. But then it sounds like he's kind of split some time. The Carl Robinson played a few games. So, the quarterback situation has been kind of up in the air, it sounds like. So it'll be interesting to see how the SEC defensive line will get to him and take care of that.
Yeah.
And then, receiving wise, Zuri Davis is the top receiver, 44 catches for 407 yards and 11 scores. And then, Vincent Wilkerson the second, number 8, 28 catches for 144 yards. So again, maybe a little less, use here and there. So yeah, it's they got a couple of good players and we'll just see, where they're at in terms of, facing this. I think it's a high-powered Albany defense.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to line up and play. You can throw the stats out the window as soon as the ball snaps, but it gives you an idea in terms of where it could go. But, considering they haven't had a ton of success with one guy or the other, it's kind of hard to really kind of estimate where that ball might go. So at the end of the day, the Albany defense is going to have to be prepared for everything, and they will be. So it'll be interesting to see what they kind of go with. I think, a second week with hopefully a healthy secondary, I think that paid dividends big time in the second half last week.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they held them to almost nothing.
Yeah, because we had talked about that with Gaz and Santillo. It's like, I think tonight is going to be the night that they finally figured out their combination. I know Mason's a heck of a tackler.
Yep.
He was, for his size, he absolutely stones people.
Yep. And then obviously Marcus, kind of is the, obviously great player physically, but also mentally a great player and great leader.
Another interception for him.
Yep, absolutely. And then defensively for Beaumont, I don't know, their stats are kind of, I'm not sure if they're 100% right, but, their top tackler is a linebacker and a handful of DBs. So guys get through and, that could play really well into the Albany offense's hands tonight. Sam being able to find his receivers.
Oh, for sure. I mean, again, you every game it has its own DNA, right? So every snap has its own story. So at the end of the day, it's going to be let's line them up and see what happens. I don't think you can worry about any opponent. You just have to figure out a way to beat them. You know.
Yeah, and then I wanted to make a point to talk about our kicker Evan Bird. Came in last week. There was some weird, because of the low ceilings in Michigan, and there was some weird stuff about that. I thought he did a pretty good job. Missed a couple extra points, but that's maybe nerves. First time playing in Albany, that kind of thing. Had a couple of, I think he had a deuce, at least one deuce, or maybe two. Yeah. And he's done a good job. He went off the bar. He did a bar ball, and which should have been a touchdown, but then I got changed with the rule.
Yeah, that's been talked about a bunch. Actually, I asked that question during the post game press conference, and I got, again, typical Coach Ware fashion, very educated answer, very insightful answer. From what I understand, he had a conversation with the head officiating on Sunday. So it sounds like they're going to look at it next year, but it's hard to make any in season changes.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, again, I don't know what the guy's supposed to do. It fell in his breadbasket. What was he supposed to do? Wait for it to hit the turf, or back up, then field it? But anyway, it is what it is.
Right. No, it's one of those things where you're making a call really quickly, in the moment, and and that was the other thing too. Like I know. There was one that I think it was at that play, or there was another one where they challenge took like 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. They took forever to look up those things. I think that's got to be something too. Like,
no, for sure.
You got to fix that.
Yeah, and the other thing, not to rehash old stuff, but the one thing that I also found interesting. Again, we're victims of the rules that we know. The NFL. There's no coaches challenge. Within 2 minutes.
Yep.
It was a few weeks ago. Maybe I think it was Kentucky. That they did a challenge like 10 seconds left or something.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, I didn't really understand that, only because it's not really it hasn't come up, and there isn't anything to kind of reference. So that was interesting. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and I also wanted to, and I kind of think this is apropos with our co-host here. Nicole Randolph tomorrow is going to be the first female referee in the white hat, the referee in the history of Arena Football 1. Mm-hmm. What do you think that says to young female fans of our sport, and what that means in terms of she's getting she's the leader, she's the leader of the crew?
Well, first things first, she put in the work, and she's respected enough to have that opportunity. I think that's critical for any walk of life. I think it's big that she gets a chance. And
it's going to be on Vice, so everybody will be able to watch it.
Yeah, and the pressure's on her, but I'm sure she's a pro, so it'll be a good experience, and we're happy for her.
Absolutely. So our game tonight will be on YouTube, on the AF1 YouTube. We're not on Vice tonight, unfortunately.
HTN as well.
HTN as well.
Which, by the way,
yes,
our replays are on that platform.
Yes, if you miss us, yes.
Yep.
Were you getting ready to say something over there?
Just saying,
Okay, good answer. Our replays are on HTN, so if you missed something from us, and we're planning on having a show next week, I believe it's going to be Tuesday, but we're still working out a little of particulars in terms of who and what, because it's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week, a short week. Next week's also a short week, so we'll get something figured out.
Absolutely. All right, so we're getting ready to go here in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's about time to get going.
Let's get going. And enjoy Albany versus Beaumont, trying to go to 8-0. And Bailey, thank you for joining us with your Maddox bets and phone backing. He's your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh boy, Dad. And from MVP Arena, I'm Adam Stammer with Chris Sipperly and his daughter Bailey, and we're going to watch some Firebirds football.